Amid the tropical streets of Santurce, Puerto Rico, there stands a chapel unlike any other on the island, a beacon of Gothic Revival architecture adapted to the Caribbean climate and context. This is the Our Lady of Lourdes Chapel, completed in 1908 and attributed to the Czech-American architect Antonin Nechodoma, a figure known for fusing North American design philosophies with local craftsmanship and materials. Nechodoma, influenced by both Frank Lloyd Wright's Prairie School and arts and crafts ideals, brought a uniquely expressive sensibility to the architecture of early 20th century Puerto Rico. This chapel is one of his earliest and most poetic works. At the start of the 20th century, Santurce was transforming from a quiet suburb into a thriving neighborhood of middle and upper class residences, civic buildings, and cultural institutions. As the city expanded, so too did the desire for places of spiritual and communal gathering. Positioned along a key thoroughfare, the Our Lady of Lourdes Chapel was commissioned by the Marquis of Las Carreras, Doña Ana de la Torriente, in memory of her late husband, serving both as a personal devotion and a civic landmark. Nechodoma arrived in Puerto Rico around 1905, after training in the United States and working briefly in the Dominican Republic. Deeply influenced by American architectural innovation and the arts and crafts movement, he sought to combine formal aesthetics with functional design suited to tropical climates. The Lourdes Chapel was one of his first major ecclesiastical commissions on the island. Rather than replicate Spanish colonial models, Nechodoma chose to introduce Neo-Gothic architecture, a rare choice in the Caribbean, infused with structural lightness, poetic symbolism, and contextual sensitivity. Nechodoma's design for the chapel merges European Gothic vocabulary with an awareness of place and climate. His thought process was defined by vertical spirituality in a humid landscape. The chapel's tall, pointed spire and narrow lancet windows evoke traditional Gothic elevation, but the materials and scale remain grounded in the tropics. Simplified ornamentation. Unlike European cathedrals, Nechodoma opted for restrained decoration, using carved tracery, colored glass, and minimal buttressing to allow the architecture to breathe. Local materials and craft. The chapel was built with reinforced concrete, an innovative material for the time in Puerto Rico, enabling durability and slender proportions. Symbolism through form. The facade acts as a spiritual threshold, with a tall rose window and carved tympanum anchoring the front gable. Every line is directed skyward, conveying divine aspiration. The execution of the Lourdes Chapel was both ambitious and intimate. Facade composition. Its symmetrical front elevation features a central spire flanked by two pinnacled turrets with pointed arch windows and a Gothic oculus offering lightness and proportion. Interior atmosphere. The nave is modest in scale, but beautifully proportioned. Natural light floods the space from stained glass windows, casting soft color across plastered walls in the central altar. Structural innovation. The use of reinforced concrete allowed for thinner walls and integrated Gothic motifs, an approach that would characterize much of Nechodoma's later work. Crafted details. From the woodwork of the entry doors to the wrought iron lanterns and tiled flooring, the chapel is a testament to Nechodoma's belief in handcrafted unity between architecture and decoration. The Our Lady of Lourdes Chapel is a singular achievement, a fusion of European romanticism and Caribbean pragmatism, of artistic poetry and engineering discipline. It introduced Gothic revival to the island in a fresh, light-filled idiom. It marked one of the first uses of reinforced concrete in ecclesiastical design in Puerto Rico. And it stands today as a rare and early example of Antonin Nechodoma's architectural vision, one that would later flourish in his residences and public buildings across the Caribbean. Still active today, the chapel remains a place of reflection and ceremony, embodying both historical memory and architectural transcendence. If this journey into Antonin Nechodoma's Our Lady of Lourdes Chapel inspired you, subscribe for more in-depth explorations of architecture where design, history, and spirit converge.